So here we are, we three queens. I'm Musonda.
I'm Micheline.
And I'm Achieng.
Oh, we have a surprise. For the very first time, the queens are hosting a new queen.
Irene Anyango from Credible Jewels.
Oh, Irene, so wonderful to have you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I mean, look at her workmanship. Hello. This woman.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Oh, we're so excited. You see, people keep saying that, diamonds are a girl's best friend. I think pearls
You're definitely right about that.
are a girl's best friend. So, we're going to hear from Irene about her journey, about being an entrepreneur, about being a jewelry designer in Kenya. And so, you remember when we met?
Yes, way years back actually. I was working at the time I was working at this Israeli company that had a store at Westgate Mall. It's Irita Jewels. So that's where I basically started doing jewelry from. And one of the boss's friend was selling bags and left a couple of bags for them to be picked. And one of them happened to be Musonda's.
I see.
So this is a good 10 years ago.
Imagine
that. Yeah, and I still have that bag. But we really want to talk about, how do we support other sisters in their businesses and also just really hear about their journey. And I know you guys are curious.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we are all wearing her pieces.
Fabulous pieces.
We love.
Thank you so much.
I was just thinking, you're not taking this home.
Yeah. So great. Thanks.
Good. Yeah. So what got you interested in jewelry?
Well, I must say before I went into jewelry, I love fashion and I started off as a model. Growing up, I was modeling. And when I landed this job, when you're hustling, you're trying to work and still go to school. So I got into the Israeli company, started off as a sales girl. But I've always loved working with my hands, and it was always impossible for me just to sit and not do anything. So slowly I got into it, and I got a good nurture the earlier loans. So within time, I became the general manager, and I was the creative designer from the place. So so that's how I began my journey into jewelry creation. So after a while, I worked there for about 8.5 years, and we all need change at some point, and I felt like time for change was then. That was 4 years ago when I decided to go solo on my own.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a tough journey. Of course, all journeys, they have the bumps, that slow you down at times. But it's been very interesting. And through this journey, I've met a lot of great people that have supported my work, the likes of Musonda, and so many other amazing people. So it's great. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I'm listening. I promise I'm listening. Like me. Are you just being taking them by the things in front of you?
Keeping.
I'm listening, and then I just saw how no two are alike.
Yeah.
Just like nature, So you've got they're the same.
Yeah.
But I love that they feel properly crafted, right? Not like some machines pulling through.
Yeah. Actually, when someone sees my brand or they find me in the craft fairs, the first impression is, where are these from? Are they imported? So that's one of the greatest challenges. Yet again, I find it as a good compliment because they can see through my workmanship, and that has actually been it's not something that happened overnight. It took time, and it took lots of messes to get it to that perfection. And the fact that they're natural pearls and they are raw, you can't do anything to come up with this. It's naturally formed like that.
Exactly.
Are they?
It's
So
a
when I look at
freshwater
what I'm
pearls.
wearing now, is
Stunning.
this natural?
Yeah.
These pieces, the pearls themselves?
Definitely. So those are,
Can you imagine?
the pearls you're wearing are Keshi pearls, the two bottom, and then the Baroque in the middle, and I call that specific piece a lariat. They're one of my best-selling pieces, and that just reflects on
Credible
my style.
Jewels. Check out Credible Jewels on Instagram and all social media.
Yeah.
I love that you're marveling as to, the fact that, which one had I held? It was this one.
Yeah.
This one, that, just that little special one. Decided they weren't quite round, had a little pointy. That's nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so amazing. And if I just pick on one other thing that you said that struck me, that people ask if they're imported, and it's a great kind of signifier of quality. Right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if we turned that narrative around to say, because if people know over time, no, it's by a Kenyan woman.
Exactly.
And
She
over
is the
time,
creator.
we turn
Yes.
that completely around where people are
Yeah.
like, is it Kenyan?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
is it African? And
Yeah.
that becomes your signifier of quality.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
That's what I dream for a lot of our sort of
Yeah.
fashion and accessories across the continent.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
And you're not just selling in Kenya, are you?
Yes, I also sell in Uganda and Tanzania. So still within East African, but I've been blessed enough to get clients that would shop from me all over the world.
Fantastic.
But the point is to really get out there
Yes.
and get the word out there.
Yeah.
Out there.
I'm burning with curiosity because, a lot of people have so much talent, they don't necessarily have the courage to actually
That's true.
take that step.
That's true.
Indeed.
So what, you had the skill, obviously.
Yeah.
Just share with us a little bit about the journey to taking that first step. Like, how did you finance it? Did you have to do a business plan? Did you, how did you put together a team? Or were you the jack of all trades initially for the first, 6 months? Like, what was your journey like?
Wow, that's a very interesting question. And I must say thank you to my mom, who has been the backbone of and support me fully with this business. When I finished, I hope she does. Well, when I left Irita Jewels, it was obviously a tarmac, having to start up a business that needs a lot, like a good, stable financial support that I didn't have. So I actually started working from home. At the time, I had a 8-month-old baby girl of mine, Chloe.
Wow.
Yes. So I was home working and at the same time parenting. And through friends, slowly started buying my pieces that I would make from home. So I didn't start big and actually identify which direction I wanted to take. Took a while of a lot of creations and compliments from different people that would tell me, you have this, you have to do it, you have to do it. Exactly. So through those friends and me selling to them these small pieces that I create from home actually made me invest the little that I was getting into this. So it started off with maybe
reinvest back.
Exactly. Yeah, and that was challenging. That was a lot of challenge because you're home, you're not doing anything, and now you have to start up a business. It was not a small thing, and I have a baby at the same time. So, but because of perseverance and that how do I put it? Urge of success and having this woman behind my back telling me there's nothing you can do, you have to do it. I don't want to hear that I can't do this. No, you start with what you have.
I love that.
Because that's all you have, so you have to make it work.
That's amazing.
Love that. And for our followers, the last time we were with you, we talked about needing your positive supporters, right? The people that actually
your
tell
tribe.
you can do it. It's so fantastic to hear that. And as we're still in March supporting women entrepreneurs, are you listening to this? You can absolutely do it, right?
Exactly.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Exactly. And I'm kind of curious. I mean, they look incredibly exquisite. Are they expensive? What's the range?
I'm keeping mine, I said, even if I have to pay 100 to like 200 shillings and peso, that's $2 a day. Until I finish paying. Tell us.
Well, my pieces are really reasonable. The idea is to change the concept that everyone has about African jewelry. And I feel like there's room, instead of all being extremely too bold or lack of good finish, the message I'm trying to portray in my pieces is modern and sophisticated for any age and any woman in Africa or be outside Africa that can wear them. So in terms of price, they begin from as low as $20 and above. I do custom-made jewelry that you can have your own budget that you wanna put into something that is occasional, and I can work with that. So price does not limit you to have these gorgeous pieces.
You know what I like about this is just how the versatility of her pieces. So my niece got a scholarship Rhodes Scholar. She's gone to Oxford. So I sent her one of these.
Ooh,
Oh my God. She was like blown away. She was like, Auntie, I love. And so I buy these small pieces because they're so delicate, they're so dainty and girly. And I buy them for my nieces and my cousins or my sisters so that they can just have a little piece that they can wear. And you see I'm wearing it with my watch.
Yeah.
And just, you know, the little Africa
It's
on
an
it.
everyday wear. It's a,
Yeah.
it's a
Well,
good
did you hear that, everyone? So $20 internationally, $2K.
Yeah.
That is accessible. I'm actually quite surprised as I see this fine quality in front of me. So kudos for being able to keep it, you know, and I'm sure the ones that the queens look at their eyes dazzle, the ones that they order and
Those
design.
are not coming out.
Maybe a bit more, but that's such a great price.
Another question. So what is the inspiration for the designs you create? Where does that come from? Do you sort of just sit and look at something and say, I could totally, you know, like,
Such a good
this
question,
piece is
'cause look at that.
I know.
so exquisite
Yeah.
and creative.
Yeah.
Like, what
such a
inspires
good one.
something like creating a piece like this?
Well, basically, my inspiration comes from the people around me and my everyday lifestyle. My personality being one of them. So, like when I met Musonda, she actually inspired me to do a piece that I ended up naming after her.
No way.
Yes,
What did you do? I want to do the same thing and have a piece named after me.
Yeah. So it's the connection between the people that I meet and the positive vibes they give me.
Yeah.
Also, that's an inspiration.
Yes.
So I can't tell you necessarily it comes from one place. It's all over.
All over. So it could be nature, it could be
mainly
an individual,
nature, an
it could be
individual,
anything.
what I'm going through.
Yeah.
Because some of them are really emotional, like the piece you have on. Yes.
Yeah. So, which is the Musonda piece?
It's a waist chain.
They have to
I
go.
don't think that they can
Did you guys
check it
hear
out.
that?
No, they cannot.
Okay, ladies.
It's a private space right there.
First of all, let me just warn you, Irene, if we three queens designed a piece, it would have twirls and angles and circles and
of
from
course.
the waist to our necks to our
of
toes. What? So let's just come
Down.
Maybe you don't want us
Peace
to
girls.
design. But you know what? Yeah, and it's lovely to think about, you know, how an artist gets inspired.
Yeah.
I would love to think about your biggest, boldest, most ambitious dream about where you want to be with this brand.
Well, I see myself or my products being worn with one of the, like, these celebrities all over the world. And one of the greatest people that really has inspired me in my creation as well, in this journey, is Naomi Campbell.
Oh, when Naomi?
That day, when she will have a credible jewels piece on her, that would be just...
now
that.
We can make that happen.
That would be
Naomi,
awesome.
I think I'm like 3 degrees away. And anyway, I was 3 people away from you in Accra in November 2019.
Oh,
So
great.
at the ALN. So if you happen to be listening,
Yeah,
You
that
know
would be a
you
dream.
know where to get a
that would be
piece.
a dream come true.
That's awesome.
I was just putting in a pitch. You never know what might work, right?
She could see
Exactly.
it and say, I'll
Yeah.
buy a piece or send
Yeah.
me a piece, I'll
Yes.
wear it.
Yeah,
You never
That would be
know.
awesome.
Yeah.
totally.
That would be
that.
so
All our
awesome.
dreams are valid.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All
Yeah.
our dreams are valid.
Definitely. I
Yeah.
believe that.
Yeah. So for entrepreneurs, if you were to give one word of advice to young entrepreneurs, young female entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs across the board, what would that be?
One thing that I know for a fact is never giving up and never being afraid to try. It just takes that step. You make one step and the rest just follows. It's like when a kid is learning how to start walking, you have to encourage them to continue.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's the only thing that one needs. Of course, the journey is not an easy one. It's really not, and it doesn't get easier. It actually gets harder first.
Yeah.
And then it starts to flow. So you don't stop. You keep
But like
going.
you say it in the very beginning, the persistence. I think that for
Exactly.
me, in the time that I've known you, and I know that you've had some hurdles along the way, but you're just going. You're just. I love the fact that you just keep going and you drive. And I also feel that there's a way in which we need to support each other. As one, let's support our creative friends, be it people who create jewelry or design dresses. Let's support friends' businesses.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm quite curious. I mean, where do they come from? Is it within Africa or globally or?
Well, first choosing to work with pearls, they're very precious, actually, for every woman. And it's sadly we do not have pearls in East Africa. So for that reason, and having major and wanting to stick to this lane, I decided to be sourcing them from different parts of Asia, mainly the Philippines, Indonesia, and Mauritius. So I get them as raw materials and then come up with my own creation locally. So I handmade them myself.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
But Mauritius gives it the Africa.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes. It does. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I use various materials like brass, 24 karat gold plated, sterling silver, and so forth. Yes. So it's not an imitation jewelry. They're the jewelry that you'll have for the rest of your life. Until you decide to give someone to inherit.
Yes.
Your daughter-in-law, your mother,
My
your
daughter.
daughter. Exactly. Yeah. So they're pieces that are meant to prolong, to go. They're fashion that doesn't end. And with pearls are just gems that never die.
Yeah. And they're just absolutely. And these are in their natural colors.
Yes,
correct?
in their natural colors.
Amazing.
What I love is that we can actually, it's almost an investment. They're precious stones, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
So you can hand them down from child to child.
Exactly.
I'll give them to my daughter. My daughter will give them to her.
Exactly.
Who knows? You can hand them down. Generational.
Yeah, the intergenerational
I love the
gifts.
thought of that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, you have such a calming effect on us. We are a little bit kind of loud and wild sometimes when we record. But you see, even my voice is getting calmer. You have you hear it? Huh? You have really a great presence, and I think when you're so close to your brand, that counts for something because you infuse those energies.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
yes,
Well,
yes.
now talking of calmness, I think we're not going to be calm.
Oh,
so
should
what
I
song?
Okay.
What song are we gonna sing for these pearls?
I think it's got to have something to do with who let the pearls out? Who let the pearls out?
Me. Okay, that's crazy.
But they're gorgeous. Honestly, thank you for letting us experience it.
Thank you guys for having me.
Brilliant.
I mean, I wear your one
so
piece
blessed.
almost pretty much every day, and it's just beautiful. Well, thank you for joining us, Irene.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome.
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
awesome to have met you.
Well, please for bringing calm to our day.
Her location, so we've the handles, as well as your physical location for somebody who might want to pop in and see everything.
Yeah. I'm based in Kilimani along Elgeyo Marakwet. On Google Maps, you can just type in Credible Jewels. On our social media, Instagram and Facebook, we go by the name Credible Jewels. And on that page, you'll have all my details. You can reach out to me whenever you want to get credible.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yes.
all we have time for, and thank you so much for being our very first
Great.
guest.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
It's
you.
been so much fun hanging out with
Thank you so
in
much.
style. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.